Get up out of your seats and stand up and shout!
Come on. Come on, come on. All right.
Welcome to the SCWA Weekly Update. I'm Mark Cates and I'll be your host. My guest this week is none other than the Ragin Rebel Robert Stanley. Now, the reason I've asked him to be my guest this week is because of the fact of what happened March 27th, where his daughter Margaret escorted him to the ring. She got a little bit of her, what she calls payback to Outlaw Wayne Taylor, and the Rebel's going to be on here to explain how that all built up. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the Ragin Rebel Robert Stanley.
How you doing, Mark?
Pretty good.
To see you. Good to see you. Yeah. March 27th. Boy, that was a lot of fun. For those of you who didn't know, a few months ago we had a lumberjack match. And my daughter had, escorted me out to the ring. And Outlaw Wayne Taylor took it upon himself to not only grab a hold of my daughter while I'm in the ring and he's blocked off by 12 lumberjacks, he threw her on the floor, took a little strap to her. Didn't hit her but once, but that was enough. And she is my daughter. And you don't mess with the Stanleys. You don't screw with the Stanleys but one time. That's all it takes. And so when she found out that you had it set up for me to wrestle Wayne Taylor on the 27th, Daddy, we got to do this. Daddy, we got to do this. I'm like, okay, well, so we talked about it. We decided what we was going to do. And the plan basically was, and you can go back and see it on SCWAWrestling.com. The full show's up on MindShockTV.com, our paid website. And she, basically, she got in the ring. She just tattooed him. I'd give him the big patented Rebel chops. Boom, boom. Off goes the glove. Drop the glove to her. Shotgun shot for the third one. I grabbed the referee, brought the referee over, pointed out that you and Cannabis thought enough of me to be sitting in the front row for my match, and while I did that, she politely slid up underneath the bottom rope, threw his arms up, and called, pow! Let him have it. Let him have it. Bail back out. It's all right there on Mind Shock. But he's dumber than the average bear. That wasn't enough for Wayne Taylor. He had gotten a hold of my leg, worked my knee up a little bit, and decided he was going to go out there and try to save the embarrassment of what had just happened to him. And he got embarrassed worse. I think in the history of Mind Shock TV, I think that might have been the first instant replay.
Yep, it sure was.
Yeah, she smacked the crap out of him.
We'd been looking for a spot to use that instant replay frame, and that just was perfect. So yeah. I said, this has got to be where we use it. So,
yeah.
So check out Mind Shock. You got to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. But then, Margaret, I love you, baby. My girl. I got other things I need to talk about too. I've been addressed by several of the fans about the Phoenix Corporation situation because a lot of you noticed, some of you may even be some of the ones that have been cheering them. They've gotten a pretty good fan response lately. And, there have been some questions as to why I decided to knock Damian Diamond's head in the 7th row. And we only got 4 rows of chairs, by the way, but still. People have been asking about that. And it's pretty simple. The chair that I got hit with at the Bunkhouse Brawl, they came out, they apologized to me on March 13th. Everything was blah, blah, everything was great, blah, 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 blah. And what they don't realize is I happened to look down during that little interview that was on the website, and I noticed that my name was written on the chair. It's like, okay, you gonna tell me you're sorry and then rub it in my face by putting my name on the chair? So I had it in my mind then what I was gonna do, but I wasn't exactly sure when, wasn't exactly sure how. Excuse me. Anyway, wasn't exactly sure how, wasn't exactly sure when. Then Mikey, the little referee, goes out there and grabs their chair, the hit list chair, and brings it back to the back during the match that you were refereeing. You know, the Freedom Defenders, the Phoenix Corp, and the Outlaws.
Right.
And laid the chair, just happened to lay the chair right next to where me and J.W. Dalton were standing. And I looked down, and there's my name. Again, I'm looking at it for the second time that night. And the more I thought about it, the madder I got. The more I thought about it, the madder I got. So, I grabbed the chair. I hit the ring. I tattooed Rebel Mike with it. And I was standing there the whole time thinking, okay, should I do this? Should I do this? Hell yeah. Whap! As soon as Diamond turned around, like I said, off with his head. Was what it was. The bottom line of it, boys, you wanted to apologize, and that was fine. You rubbed it in my face, put my name on that chair. So now, your name is on your chair. Talk about adding me to the hit list, possibly adding one of the other Cowboys from Hell to the hit list. Well, like I said on the message board, you're on your own little hit list, add a letter in front of it. Because that's the list that you boys are on with the Cowboys from Hell.
Well, I can understand, because even with after the 2-on-1 with Mike Dalton, I'm pretty sure that...
oh, it's worse now, yeah.
You know, so, but, you know, before we close up, I got to touch on one thing. We had a fan that has been to a lot of our shows that got on the message board after the big return of Cannabis.
Yeah.
And he asked for a tables match at the Lucky 7 with Cannabis versus Outlaw Wayne Taylor. So I told everybody to give me a couple of days, and I've been thinking about it, and I've talked to Cannabis, and as of right now, it is official. At the Lucky 7, Cannabis versus Outlaw Wayne Taylor in a tables match. But here's the important part about this match. Now, traditionally, the winner is whoever puts their opponent through the table.
Right.
Well, with this match, whoever wins will get a guaranteed spot at Caged August 28th. Now, everybody knows this is our yearly show, all cage matches, and all the titles are on the line in that show. So, the winner may get a title shot, but no matter how you look at it, they get a guaranteed spot in the second biggest show SCWA has of the year. So, Lucky 7's got bigger, and also we got a few more announcements to make about the Lucky 7 next week. My special guest next week is going to be the Masked American. He's asked to be able to come on the show and talk to the people and let everybody know what's been going on with him the last few months.
Yeah, I've been worried about him. You know, he's had some issues since that match with the Bravados. So
right.
and if it's all right with you, I'd like to kind of sit in on that myself. Because, I mean, you know, me and the Masked American, you know, when we started SCWA back full time, we were the tag team champions.
That's right.
You know, I kind of stepped back, you know, in the middle of last year for him and Sergeant Long to do the Freedom Defenders thing, but I'd like to hang out with him, you know, and see what's going on with that. So.
All right, well, there we go. So next week it'll be the Ragin Rebel, and then the Masked American will be with us too. So remember, same time, same place, SCWAWrestling.com. We'll see you next week.